Hey guys, Will Yarbrough with Yarbrough & Sons here, and today we're going to take a look at some pictures and videos of HVAC gone wrong and a little bit of HVAC done right. So let's take a look. What we have here is a blower motor that is really, really dirty. And a lot of times when the blower motor gets this dirty, the unit has been there for quite a while. And so dirt, dust, animal hair, dandruff, all that fun stuff has been allowed to accumulate. Really the big issue with this is that it really can clog up the motor, cause motors to fail prematurely, especially if you're not filtering your system properly. A lot of the dirt and grime and all that stuff is able to just freely go through the system. And so, if your blower motor's this dirty, odds are your coil's really dirty, which can lead to airflow inefficiencies and cause premature breakdowns in air conditioning systems. And a lot of times when that happens, those repairs / replacements can be really costly. So, make sure you're filtering your system and your blower motor does not look like that. All right, and next one. What we're looking at now is a condenser coil. The condenser coil is part of the outdoor piece of equipment, and this one's pretty dirty, and you can also kind of see that it's dented kind of about 3/4 of the way up. And why that matters, really why dirty condensers matter, is because you don't get that good heat transfer through that coil. And so it leads to your air conditioners not efficiently cooling your house. It costs you more money to cool your house off. You might have longer run times and high refrigerant pressures, which can lead to other issues. So one, make sure your condenser coils are clean. And two, especially if you have those dented fins, that's some damage that's happened to the outdoor condenser coil. And your outdoor condensers, those fins are made of aluminum, and then you've just got copper line sets running through there. And so a lot of that metal is really malleable. It bends and dents really easily. And so if you've got a bend or a dent, a lot of times it could lead to refrigerant leaks, all that kind of stuff. None of that stuff is fun. Again, can be really costly to repair or to replace. And so, wash your condenser coils. Could be a part of a maintenance plan. Make sure everything's nice and clean and working efficiently, and you don't run into this issue. Next one. Okay, this one, it was something that I came across really recently. Was what you're looking at is a heat exchanger. So this is a heat exchanger in a package unit. So there are some residential package units, but a lot of this is happening on commercial buildings. This one specifically is in a commercial building, but you've got a gas heater, right? And in every single, if you've got gas running to your house and you've got a gas furnace, you've got heat exchangers like this. They just might be a little bit smaller. If you are looking at where those arrows are pointing, those are pointing to holes in the heat exchanger. And why that matters is carbon monoxide is going through those heat exchangers and is leaking out of those holes and is coming into the conditioned air. So it's not good at all whenever you've got carbon monoxide mixing with the air that you're breathing in. And the dangerous thing about carbon monoxide, if you didn't already know this, it doesn't have a smell, you can't taste it, and it can potentially be deadly in high enough levels in places that people live or work in. And so, anytime we see a heat exchanger that has holes in it, it's an automatic, hey, we're condemning at minimum the heat exchanger. And at most, it's a system replacement sort of scenario. So way that you can help mitigate that is to really just be a part of a maintenance program and to make sure that, hey, we're checking those heat exchangers yearly, and also having carbon monoxide detectors in your house is a really good way to make sure that, hey, we don't have any leaks of any kind happening there. So moving on to the next one. Yeah. And okay. So this one's really cool. This one is a really good install done by our install department. This is a side discharge unit, because typically when you have an outdoor condenser, what's really common is you have just if you go outside your house and you look, you probably have kind of a box sort of shape and a fan blowing air up. On this type of unit is blowing out the side, hence the name side discharge. This particular unit is a really efficient unit. It gets a really high SEER rating, and it lowers the cost to operate is what this is. Also, it's really, it looks really cool. Kind of an ergonomic design. Is from York. You can see underneath there that they installed just kind of these feet, and that for the unit to rest on. What this is it's bolted to those feet, so that you might think, hey, that looks like it might tip over really easy. Well, it's bolted through the feet and through the concrete, so that way it just stays level there. And so So anyway, it's a great unit. Our guys did a really good job installing this system. So good job, guys. So if you're in the Oklahoma City metro area and you're really interested in seeing what it would be like to get one of these systems for your home or your family's home, just click the QR code right up here and you can get an instant estimate and find out in just a couple minutes how much it would be to get a system like this. So click right up here and check it out. All we do ask is it's just a little bit of information and then you can get an estimate really quickly. Back to the video. And moving up here. Okay, so Bryce has prepared some Reddit pictures and photos. I have not looked at these. I don't know what's coming up. Bryce does a good job whenever he pulls these photos because I have no idea what I'm looking at the very beginning. So right now we're looking at a picture and from what I can tell looks like some ductwork. And oh my gosh, there's a cat. Oh man. Okay. All right. So a cat has gotten into the ducts up in an attic and has, had some fun. It was, cats love getting into stuff, and ducts are prime places for cats to go, I guess, if you've got a cat in your attic. So yeah, I mean, an easy way to mitigate this is don't let a cat up into your attic. Something too, that flex duct is really, it's just insulation. You've just got, it's just a kind of a spiral tubing with just some plastic over the top of it. We do have options for metal ducts. They are very sturdy and do a really good job as far as delivering air from one place to the other. They're a little bit more costly. However, you won't have cats in them because they cannot go through metal. So that's awesome. Oh man, that cat had a fun time. All right, next one. Just trying to look. Okay. Oh, okay. We've got a tree down. And the tree is... Oh, man. That was like a square hit. Yeah, all right. You could look at this in one of two ways. The air conditioner is a hero and saved part of the house from perhaps the tree going through the house. Or the tree could have hit anywhere else on that roof and have saved the air conditioner. It can be one of two ways. Oh man, that's a bad day. Yeah, there's not a whole lot of salvaging that unit at all. So it just, it was just a hammer and a nail situation. Yeah. I did see one condenser one time. We had a radio tower fell due to some ice and high wind situation, and the radio tower hammered the outdoor condenser into the ground. And so, at least it wasn't a radio tower and it was just a tree. Okay, next we are looking at, it looks like a blower motor that is sparking. Oh my gosh. That is so crazy. Yeah, that's a fire just waiting to happen. Yeah. Okay, we talked about dirty blower motors, okay? That's a reason not to have a dirty blower motor right there, is that a lot of times whenever, especially if it gets dirty, and I couldn't really tell where the sparking was originating from, but anytime you do that and you've got corrosion on a blower motor and then maybe the wheel gets out of balance and then you've got, electricity arcing between either electrical components or metal, that is just prime territory for a fire. And so no one needs a fire. No one wants a fire. So again, I'm going back to what I said before, maintenance. Make sure you're getting maintenance and make sure that blower motor's clean. So you do not want a fire. All right. Next video. Hopefully both of these have been dangerous. Okay, now we're looking at oh my gosh, a fire in a furnace. Those are the ignition. Oh my gosh, that looks like a jet plane trying to take off. That's way too much flame. Okay, so we talked about cracks in the heat exchanger. So if your flue pipe is disconnected inside or outside of the unit, all that carbon monoxide is not going out your roof. It's just dumping into your attic. So again, anytime you've got work happening in even on your roof, sometimes roofers that don't mean to, but they can knock the flue pipe loose. And then if it comes detached inside the attic from the unit and you've got a gas furnace, all that carbon monoxide, again, is just leaking out into the attic in the conditioned space. It can leak into the conditioned space down below. So yeah, that's super dangerous. And not to mention all the flames with that. That is crazy. You've got gas and flames. Those are not a good combination. outside of a contained space. So a lot of times too, especially if you've got flames that are that prevalent, that a flame sensor should be able to sense that there's something not right with the heat exchanger or the just with the ignition. And so it could there should be some sort of stopgap there. Again, it's probably due to either a lack of maintenance or the system's really old, hadn't been maintenance in a long time, no one's caught it. So that's a super important thing. You know, and people in the house, if you're not aware of, if you've got heat, right, it's still generating heat, right? It's still, the heat exchangers are still heating up. That air is still going across the heat exchangers. It's getting warm air to the house. Unless you're sitting there looking at it, you just don't know that it's happening. So that's why it's so important to get eyes on this equipment regularly. So it's so important, you know, HVAC technicians, whether they're in install or service, they, you know, they're keeping our houses safe, making sure the air we breathe is good to breathe. You know, we run into a lot of different things throughout our day, and our installers are installing really important pieces of equipment that can have the potential to go wrong if they're not installed properly. So that's why whenever you're choosing a HVAC company for your home, you know, it's that partnership. You know, you want to be able to trust the guys that, one, they're knowledgeable, and two, they're going to do a good job. So choosing a company, choosing the right company to partner with is such an important aspect of things, and getting your system looked at regularly. Just because, as we've seen in the pictures and videos that we just looked at, a lot of this stuff could have been mitigated had it been looked at before it reached that point. I mean, the tree one, there's not a whole lot you can do about that. Make sure you don't have giant trees. But you know, I like trees too, so I understand. But yeah. So to sum this all up, make sure you're getting maintenance done regularly. Make sure that you're vetting the company that you're partnering with to take care of your home. Make sure they're a good, reputable company, that they've got competent technicians and they know what they're doing. So anyway, that wraps it up. Again, if you want to get a free estimate, click the QR code up here, and it'll just take a couple minutes and you can see what a new system for your home looks like. Anyway, guys, have a great one. Yarbrough.